Hey everyone, Tyson the Subaru Specialist from Subaru Prince George here. Today we're taking a look at the most popular trim of 2024 Crosstrek. This is the Onyx in the offshore blue metallic. This color replaced cool gray khaki, and I would say that it's just as popular, if not more than cool gray khaki. This is probably a good 85% of our orders. Onyx is a trim level one step below the full load limited, and of course the Crosstrek for 2024 received a facelift and redesign. You have a new front end on the Crosstrek, definitely more aggressive than the previous generation, with that more aggressive hexagonal honeycomb shaped grille with those black metallic wings leading off of it into our smaller, more aggressive LED steering responsive headlights. Now, you do all have standard high beam assist with the LED headlights, which is great. The Onyx comes with the yellow fog lights around, and they are LED fog lights, and you get this really nice C-cut aggressive portion to the bumper that you find on the Outback, Legacy, and Ascent. You get the 18-inch painted black alloy wheels. Same wheels as the Limited, just all painted black, no machined alloy face. You get the more aggressive cladding, and of course this is textured with the functional vents. Black metallic painted mirror caps, that's on all the Crosstreks, or all the Onyxes, sorry. Integrated turn signals. This is the first trim level where you get your tilt and slide sunroof, and we have this new roof rail style. You can get the OEM Subaru crossbars now, or you can also get the extended Thule crossbars. But the side profile, definitely sportier than the previous gen. You can see right below the mirror, it kind of V's together. Really nice body line. This is probably my favorite view of the Crosstrek, this rear 3/4 view. Really shows off this new head or tail light with the black and the color. Looks great. Functional vents in the rear bumper. It is kind of hard for the camera to see in there, but you can see the painted area of it. It is functional. And this is the first trim level where we get the backup sensors built into the rear bumper. Those will actually apply the brakes if things are going to hit something in reverse between 1 and 15 kilometers an hour. Terrifying when it works, but it's great for parking lots. We get this black painted strip right underneath the rear window. So you can, it's really noticeable on the lighter colors. On the darker colors, like the gray or of course the black, it's really not noticeable at all. Right under the Subaru logo between these two stars, little rubber switch. Oh, I guess it would help if I'd unlocked it. I can't do that from the key fob because it's running, but I'll do that and I'll be right back. On the inside of the Crosstrek, with the button right under the stars there, you just press. A lot more room in the back of the Crosstrek than people expect. Onyx comes standard with the privacy cover. Onyx and Limited come with this standard. It's an accessory you can get on the convenience and the touring models. And this is removable. It's just a telescopic piece right there. And all I do, grab and move. Super easy. Halogen cargo light, that will shut off when I close the rear hatch. We have cup holders on either side. Yes, Subaru Canada confirmed these are cup holders for when you go tailgating. We've got hooks. The top two are grocery bag hooks, but you can get a cargo net accessory that attaches to both in addition to tying into these hard mount physical tie downs. So you've got a great way to secure things with an accessory net. Got this little mountain motif on the plastic, including a little image of the Crosstrek. Handle, no power gate, you just pull down. I did have someone ask to see the cargo area with the seats folded, so I will do that, assuming this third seat belt wants to let me. So I'm going to pause and I'll be right back. So I'm back, unhook the third seat belt, down you go, and let's give you guys a real good look. So quite a bit of space in here. I know this doesn't really give you any idea. That's the width of the interior of the cargo area, and you've still got room. I was measuring it the other day. I had a client who was concerned about being able to fit a table of X length. I want to say it was about 65 inches, 67 inches, somewhere in there. It would fit based on our measurements to the backs of the seats. Second row, there's a lot of room. And these seats do come up really, really easily. all you do, lift, and essentially you can see a little bit of red there. If you can't see the red, that means the seat is locked. If the red is visible, it's unlocked. And of course, the interior of the Onyx is this light gray, dark gray two-tone cloth interior with the yellow bolstering highlights. Now, the camera really doesn't do it justice. It looks much nicer in person than the camera shows. I initially didn't think I would like the yellow on the interior, but I think it goes really, really well with the gray. And you've got this kind of caltrops pattern on the cloth. We do have a fold-down armrest with integrated cup holders if there's only 1 or 2 passengers in the rear. We have a seat back pocket on the rear of the front passenger seat, and we have 2 USBs, USB A and C for charging. Now, this is grippy and is designed to be a step. If you're vertically challenged and you have crossbars and you have a Thule or a Yakima or a Carrier of some sort up top, makes it easier to put it on there. Much better than standing on the tire. The tire sits inside the fender, so you can't get as much of your foot on it. And I'm standing right in front of it, straight up. I'm right at the back. I'd probably be leaning over, and that could put you in a precarious position. So this is better. On the door card, we've got soft touch, yellow contrast stitching, our power window switch. Below that, we have a little bit of storage and a bottle holder, and should you need it, for kids, grandkids, inebriated friends, child lock. There's a lot of, I don't know if the sun's gonna catch, or if the camera's gonna catch in the sun, but there's a lot of metallic in this paint. It looks great. Trying to show it to you guys. Oh yeah, you can see a little bit of there. It looks great. Really hard to kind of capture in the photos that you see from Subaru. Front door card looks very, very similar to that of the rear door card, except this is all soft touch materials here. This is actually a squishier armrest than the Limited, Convenience, and Touring. And Subaru expects this trim level to go off the beaten path more often than the other 3, so they listened to the previous owner's concerns. This was one of them. They made this softer. We have window lock, we have power windows, our power mirror control, a little bit more storage. Bottle holder's about the same size as the rear. Inside here, we have our power driver seat, including lumbar support. And lumbar support, this is new for the 24 Crosstrek. Didn't have that in the 23s or previous. Same seating material, a little bit more aggressive bolsters, holds you in very, very well while you're cornering. And these seats are a big change versus the previous gen. If you have the chance to sit in both back to back, you will notice a difference. These are essentially anti-fatigue seats. There's a whole bunch of research I'm waiting to get from Subaru. I'll share that with you guys when I get it. Down below here, we have the aluminum pedal covers with the rubber grippies, a knee airbag, and they've gotten rid of the buttons here that were in the previous gen, just to the scroll wheel for the brightness of your gauges. Now, let's hop inside and take a look at what we got going on the dash. So here we are on the inside of the 2024 Subaru Crosstrek Onyx. Steering wheel, the adjustments for it are bottom left of the steering column. Hook your thumb in, pull down, and we've got both tilt and telescopic adjustment, so you can adjust it to drivers of varying heights, leg, and arm lengths. The left-hand side of the steering wheel, we've got our Bluetooth and audio controls. We can switch from AM to FM to USB to Bluetooth, etc. Switch between your presets, issue voice commands, hang up or decline a phone call, accept a phone call, and then we've got these nice volume buttons. And you've got a nice tactile feel on these buttons. Great. I really like that. I'm a tactile person. Right-hand side, we've got our adaptive cruise and lane centering. Now, both of those systems use these 3 color stereo EyeSight cameras, including this new wide-angle mono camera, part of Subaru's safety system. And those cameras are always looking for vehicles, pedestrians, cyclists, road lines, etc. So when I turn on the cruise, I get an image of the Crosstrek on the center there, and you can see 4 bars ahead of it, all the way down to 1. That's the follow distance behind the vehicle ahead of you that you'll follow at if you catch up while using cruise control. Now, we do also have lane centering, and you'll notice those lines popped up, and now there's an image of the steering wheel. Now, if the cameras can see the road lines, whether that's one or both, it'll illuminate white on whichever side it can see, and it'll give you gentle steering input to help keep you in the middle of your lane. Not hands-free driving. I can't stress that enough. It is not hands-free driving, but it does help you stay less fatigued at the end of a long day of driving. Sport and intelligent drive modes, and essentially intelligence for everyday, fuel efficiency, sport, more spirited driving, go faster sooner. Heated wheel, and I know it's really hard to see right now, it's a faint orange light, and it heats pretty much wherever you're supposed to keep your hands. Does not heat at the top. I'm gonna turn that off because I don't need it right now, but it gets up to like 40 degrees. It gets absolutely cooking. The gauges, you get the yellow ring. That's part of the Onyx package. 11.6-inch touchscreen, and they've broken it into 3 portions. Top portion, we've got what we're listening to. We've got gauges, widgets as they call them, and I can change them. If I don't want average speed, I want calendar, I can do that. I've got weather, which is part of the 3-month satellite radio trial. And then I have dual function X mode. So that is like 4x4 low in a pickup. It's for the extreme off-road under 40 kilometers an hour. You have to be going under 20 kilometers an hour to engage. X mode. And then I've got deep snow and mud, which also deactivates traction control, which allows for excess wheel spin to chew you out of that sticky situation you found yourself in. The middle portion of the screen, we've got kind of our main screen, and that you get there by pressing this little Monopoly house or image that looks like an open envelope. Got radio, medias like Bluetooth, aux, USB, phone to hook up your phone for Bluetooth. Apps, we have access to Android Auto and Apple CarPlay when a device is hooked up, and after the vehicle's registered, you'll get access to the My Subaru app. Car info, change settings, you can turn the display off. You've got valet mode, auto vehicle hold, and you can turn off the traction control. And then we do have physical volume and tuning knobs on either side. To either side of the home button, we have the auto start stop deactivation. You can go into driving control, driving assistance, more settings. You can hook up 4 additional phones in addition to your own. And then you can do driver profiles, which I personally don't see the value in. At the bottom, we've got our climate controls. We do still have physical buttons on either side, or I simply click, it brings it up. Passenger can have one temp, I can have another. It's easy to sync it back to the driver controlled. Control where you want your airflow coming from, if you want to recirc or bring it in. Control where you want your airflow. Big fan strength buttons, easy to use. I can make it so that the climate only focuses on the front, or the focus is to the entire cabin, which is great. So if you don't have anything in the second row that needs to say cool or hot, you can just have it focused on the front. Air conditioning, you can deactivate it. You do have just front defrost, and then you have your side mirrors, back window, and area of the windshield where the wipers sit. And that's all on that. Below the main screen, we do have a 10-watt wireless charger. There's a little light right there, you can see it. Your phone will get warm using it, but it does charge faster than a normal wireless charger. And then we have USB A and C sockets along with an aux. And you can turn off that wireless charger. You don't have to use it. Something I didn't show you, I just put it in reverse. The backup camera pops up, shows you the top of the bumper so you have something to relate to. We have rear assist braking, we have parking sensors on. Now, if for some reason you want to turn off either of those, simply press and release. Simple as that. And then as I turn the wheel, those lines will move, and I can clean the backup camera from inside the vehicle. It's got its own little, I don't want to call it a sprayer directly on it, but it's got fluid that washes over the camera. It's not perfect by any means. It's not as good as having a wiper, but it is better than not having the ability to at all. Truck owners will agree with me on that for sure. Automatic CVT with the ability to go manual mode, and I have paddle shifters, downshift on the left, upshift on the right, parking brake, pull up to turn it on. Now my foot's not on the brake and I'm pushing down, and it says to press the brake pedal. So foot down on the brake, and it turns off. We've got the offset cup holders, and they both have drink raisers, so if you have shorter drinks, they're not down in there and you don't just grab them by the lid. We have a 12-volt outlet for any charging needs, a little bit of storage here. Heated seats, high and low setting for both the front driver and passenger. With the cloth, they get very, very warm very, very quickly, which is great. And then in the center console, it's just storage. There's no power points in there, but there is still places to run cords through so you don't crush them if you have the armrest down and you're using it. Up top here, we have SOS and roadside assistance. That's part of the 3-year trial to the connected services you get with most new Subarus. You'll get a little green light when it's enabled. And press SOS, you'll get someone who can help you or can get you the proper people. That calls for roadside. Tilt and slide controls for your sunroof. It is just a manual shade. And something that not a lot of people notice immediately, you've got the dark headliner, which is great. I don't think that it makes you feel claustrophobic in here. And part of the reason that it doesn't make you feel claustrophobic is you've got great visibility, lots of light coming into the vehicle. Like, great visibility in these Subarus. And then we've got our map lights. We have our sunglasses on storage on the visor. We've got a vanity mirror with light, and then an extender if the sun's directly at your left or right. And the extender is on both the front driver and front passenger visors, and even the passenger gets a vanity mirror with light. So that is a quick look at the 2024 Subaru Crosstrek Onyx. And it has the 2.5 liter four-cylinder, so it's got 182 horsepower over the 152 that you find in the Convenience and the Touring, so it's quite a lot of pep. And you don't sacrifice any highway economy, just a little bit in town. Thanks for watching my quick video walkthrough of the 24 Onyx Crosstrek in the offshore blue metallic. If you guys have any questions about this car, any of the cars in our lineup, any of the tech, something that you'd like to see in a future video, please put it in the comments below. I'm always looking to make you guys new videos and answer your questions. If you're in British Columbia looking for a Subaru, please reach out to me. I would love to help you find your perfect Subaru. A lot of the time our wait times are shorter than the big stores because we're a smaller store and we don't have the concentrated population density that lots of the southern stores do. So thanks for watching. We'll talk soon.